In a hidden world beneath the tallest trees lived a kingdom of fairies, where everything glimmered with magic. Among all these fairies was a little one named Lila. She was a light fairy, and though she was small, she had a big, bright heart. Lila could create tiny sparkles of light with a wave of her hands, and she loved spreading her light around, especially to help others. But sometimes Lila felt too small and wished she could do something truly important. One morning, as the sun peeked through the trees, all the fairies gathered at the crystal pond to prepare for the annual fairy festival. This was the most magical day of the year, when fairies from all over came together to celebrate the beauty of their world. But just as everyone began decorating the forest with flowers and sparkles, something unusual happened. Out of nowhere, a thick fog began to cover the woods. At first, the fairies thought it was a gentle morning mist, but soon the fog grew darker and thicker. The trees seemed to disappear into the mist, and even the shimmering pond was swallowed by the fog. No one could see where they were going, and everyone became nervous. The fog was caused by Whimsy, the mischievous fog sprite who loved playing tricks on the fairies. He thought it would be funny to give the fairies a foggy surprise on their big day, but as he watched, he realized that his prank had gone too far. Now, the fog was so thick that even Whimsy himself couldn't find his way out. As the fairies grew more worried, Lila took a deep breath. She knew this was her chance to help. "I'll lead everyone back to the fairy circle," she said with determination. Though the other fairies were unsure, they trusted Lila's kind heart. Lila flew up as high as she could, her wings sparkling. She closed her eyes and concentrated, imagining her light spreading through the fog. As she opened her eyes, her hands began to glow brighter than ever. She twirled in the air, and with each spin, her light grew and spread, creating a golden pathway through the fog. One by one, the fairies noticed the glowing path and began to follow it. The forest animals, the bunnies, squirrels, and even the wise old owl joined in, relying on Lila's light to guide them. Lila flew slowly, making sure everyone was following along, her heart pounding with excitement and pride. But as they reached the edge of the fairy circle, Lila heard a faint cry. She turned to see Whimsy, looking lost and afraid. She flew over to him, offering her hand. "Come with us, Whimsy. Everyone deserves a way home." Whimsy, touched by Lila's kindness, took her hand, and together they rejoined the others. When they finally reached the fairy circle, the fog began to lift, and sunlight flooded the forest once again. All the fairies and creatures cheered for Lila, thanking her for her bravery. The fairy queen, who had been watching from her throne, flew down to Lila and placed a crown of glowing crystals on her head. "Lila, you are a hero. Not only did you save us, but you also showed kindness to Whimsy. You've taught us that true light comes from the heart." And from that day on, Lila was known as the bravest little light fairy in the Whispering Woods. Even Whimsy became her friend, and together they made sure that the forest stayed safe and happy. Moral of the story: true courage isn't just about being strong, it's about being kind and believing in yourself, no matter how small you may be.